A $45 million bond proposal will be the hot topic discussion as the Gering School Board considers renovations to the middle school. KNEB.TV News starts right now.
From your trusted source for news in western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming, this is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. In our top story, Gering Public Schools is looking at placing a bond issue before voters to pay for much-needed repairs and upgrades to the former junior high school that's now Gering Middle School. The Board of Education tonight will consider approving a resolution for a special election within the next 6 months, asking for authorization to issue up to $45 million in bonds. If approved, the funding would pay for construction additions, renovations, and improvements to the existing building and grounds, as well as the necessary equipment associated with such facilities. The board meets tonight at 6 p.m. at the Freshman Academy wing at Gering High School. Well, GHS went into lockdown status briefly Thursday on a report of a possible weapon on campus. School resource officers responding immediately, and a reported individual was detained by school and police, and a full search of the campus was conducted as the investigation proceeded, which extended the lockdown. No weapon was found on the campus. The investigation was turned over to the Gering Police Department, and school resumed with heightened safety protocols and supervision in place after the lockdown ended. And on Friday afternoon, a report of a potential threat regarding a weapon on the Scottsbluff High School campus was made to the Scottsbluff County Communications Center. The school was placed in lockdown, but very quickly downgraded to a secure status, as police and security was able to quickly confirm that there was no threat inside the school. There was no threat inside the school. It was determined that the threat made was not credible. Out of an abundance of caution, the schools remained in secure status until dismissal on Friday. Superintendent Dr. Andrew Dick said they had received reports that similar calls were made in other communities across Nebraska and neighboring states, not just Scottsbluff. We'll have more news right after this.
Looking for free instead of fees? Platte Valley Bank can help you keep your finances moving forward with no ATM fees. Whether you're headed to the lake, the mountains, or just to the grocery store, you can enjoy the freedom of free ATM access anywhere, anytime. Platte Valley Bank. You belong here.
I would definitely recommend Allo's business services to other companies. Allo's next-gen firewalls have allowed us to tie 6 physical locations together along with numerous remote employees to produce and collaborate and generate content for our local radio group. It is very important for Nebraska Rural Radio Association to have the best in internet and phone service. We rely upon that every single day. Allo provided me with a solution that fit our needs. They have a quality product, great technical support, and a local presence in their community.
Welcome back. Nebraska's mountain lion country will ring in the new year with the busiest hunting season to date for the species, including the first regulated hunt in the Wildcat Hills region. It will be Nebraska's largest harvest to date if hunters are successful. Most of the action will occur in the Pine Ridge of the northwestern part of the Panhandle, where a harvest limit of 12 cats with a sublimit of 6 females has been set. The Wildcat Hills unit, along with the Platte Valley of the western Panhandle, has a limit of 3, and the Niobrara Valley of north central Nebraska 4, each with a 2 female sub-limit. The limit for each unit were set to help the Nebraska Game and Parks Commission's objective to maintain resilient, healthy, and socially acceptable mountain lion populations that are in balance with available habitat and other wildlife species over the long term. And Governor Jim Pillen unveiled a bust of Mahatma Gandhi at the governor's office in the iconic Nebraska State Capitol premise in Lincoln. This marks the first installation of Gandhi's bust in any state capitol premise in the 9 states under the consular jurisdiction of Indian Consulate in Seattle. Several notable dignitaries graced the unveiling, including Lieutenant Governor Joe Kelly, former Nebraska Senator Ben Nelson, and acclaimed coach Tom Osborne, along with the Consul General of India.
I imagined retirement in a place where we could enjoy our golden years, where adventure and friendship are the only items on the schedule. The Garden Homes at Northfield gives us the luxury we planned for and peace of mind when it comes to convenience, safety, and comfort. We never have to stop and think about the day-to-day upkeep. We love to explore abroad, but most importantly in our backyard. So much to do, so much to see. Here at Northfield, we get the protection of life care, incredible tax benefits, and secured rates for aging services. It's peaceful, knowing that if our needs change, we'll be taken care of. And most importantly, that our kids will never have to make any tough decisions. There never seemed to be enough time to do all the things we wanted. Now we get to focus our energy on enjoying what this community has to offer. At the Garden Homes, life is ours again. A place we had dreamed about. A chance to focus on us.
Now the latest from the Scottsbluff Body and Paint Sports Desk. Scottsbluff Body and Paint, you're driving home our reputation.
Take a look now at the latest from the Scottsbluff Body and Paint Sports Desk. And as over the weekend, the Scottsbluff and Gering basketball teams opened up their seasons. For Scottsbluff, they hit the road for Norfolk as they took on a pair of Class A opponents opening the year Friday night against the Panthers of Norfolk High, winning by a score of 57-49. The Scottsbluff girls had to survive an overtime thriller as they picked up a season-opening win 50-47. Then on day 2 of the trip, both teams picked up wins over South Sioux City to move to 2-0 on the season. Scottsbluff now heads to Gillette to take on the Thunder Basin team on Thursday, pregame with Chris Cottrell at 4:15 on 107.3 The Trail. Meanwhile, in the Panhandle, the Gering Bulldogs opened the season with an away contest against Alliance, with both the boys and girls picking up season-opening wins. On Saturday, Gering came home to host Sydney, with the Gering girls falling 67-66 in a nail-biter, and the Gering boys falling 65-45. Gering now hosts Bridgeport on Tuesday night, with our pregame coverage beginning at 5:15 on 93.3 KMOR with Jeff Kelly. And the Nebraska football team learned Sunday that they will be playing in the Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl at Yankee Stadium in New York at the end of the month against Boston College. Kickoff is set for 10 a.m. in the Bronx on December 28th.
When it comes to your health, you deserve the very best. At Morrill County Community Hospital, they provide top-notch care with compassion and expertise. From routine checkups to advanced surgeries, their dedicated team is here for you 24/7. With state-of-the-art technology and a patient-first approach, they ensure you and your loved ones receive the highest quality care. Because at Morrill County Community Hospital, your health is their priority. Visit Morrill County Community Hospital today in Bridgeport. Morrill County Community Hospital. Exceptional care right here at home.
Are you looking for the perfect place to hold a wedding, family reunion, holiday office party, or business meeting? Well, look no further. The Hampton Inn and Suites Hotel and Conference Center is just the place for you. We're a full-service banquet facility that can host up to 400 of your guests. Stop in and see our spacious open-concept meeting rooms and begin planning your special event or family gathering today. Let us do the work for you so you can enjoy your guests. For personal service, stop by the Hampton Inn and Suites front desk.
take a look at your community calendar, brought to you by Riverstone Bank. The community calendar is brought to you by Riverstone Bank. We're local and we love our community.
Fly United Airlines, operated by SkyWest with Western Nebraska Regional Airport. United is dedicated to going the extra mile for you with daily flights to and from Denver, along with a commitment to excellent service. Reserve your flight today, and remember, United miles can be earned and redeemed with your flights. While at the airport, stop and enjoy authentic Italian food at Roma Italian Restaurant. Plus, Hertz Thrifty Car Rental is there for your car rental needs. Make life easier, relax, and get on board with Western Nebraska Regional Airport.
Tired of feeling stuck? Not sure if you are on the right track? Platte Valley Bank can help keep your finances moving forward with checking account options to fit your lifestyle and an online account chooser to make finding the right account easy. Control your financial future with helpful budgeting tools and automatic savings plans. Now is the time to enjoy the ride with Platte Valley Bank. You belong here.
And finally tonight, families across Nebraska flock to Christmas tree farms for big opening weekends. Rural Radio Nebraska's Bryce Duskett has that story.
Thanks so much for having us out here. Tell me the history of your Christmas tree farm.
Well, the name of our tree farm is Walnut Grove Tree Farm, and it has a little history behind it because it actually was called Walnut Grove Lodge when we bought the place, and also you can see all the walnut trees around here, so we retained the name Walnut Grove Tree Farm. And we bought the farm in late 1982 with the idea of planting Christmas trees, and planted the first Christmas trees in the spring of 1983, and sold the first Christmas trees in 1990. So this is our 35th year of selling Christmas trees.
What kind of trees are you growing here just north of Lincoln?
Well, basically we have three main species that we plant. Scotch pine, white pine, and fir. We do have a few spruce, we do have a few Austrian pine, and that's about it.
Let's talk about consumers. When people come to your farm, perhaps for the first time, what are they looking for in a tree?
Well, everybody, kind of beauty, I found out over the years that beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So I'm surprised sometimes what type of trees people pick. But usually people have in mind what they want. If they come and want a Scotch pine, we've got that. A lot of people anymore, over the last 10 years, the trend has been more towards the fir trees. So I think most of the growers in eastern Nebraska are trying to grow more fir trees for that market. And then white pine is one of my favorite trees, soft-needled white pine, and a lot of people like the white pine.
Fir is a tough tree to grow, especially in eastern Nebraska.
Yes, it is.
Especially over the last few years with drought. How have you tried to overcome that challenge?
Yeah, I found out just from experience that fir trees in eastern Nebraska or Nebraska anywhere are very difficult to grow because of our hot, dry summers, and we get into periods of drought where we may not have rain. Well, like this year, we didn't have rain for about 2 months. And I found out if we don't get rain with firs in about 2 weeks, they start dying. So a few years ago, I took the jump and invested in some drip irrigation system, kind of a rudimentary one, but some drip irrigation system. And so all of my first and second year fir trees are under drip irrigation, and a few of the white pine, but mostly just the fir. If I wouldn't have had drip irrigation this year, I would have lost 100% of the fir seedlings.
We're talking kind of in between your weekends. Opening day was after Thanksgiving. How
Right.
did things open up for you all?
Opening day this weekend was absolutely crazy. We basically couldn't handle all of the customers we had, and I feel kind of bad because we had to make them wait so long to stand in line to even get their tree measured and shaken and baled, but I didn't know what else to do.
Yeah.
So that first week, the first day was crazy, and then the Saturday and Sunday slowed down some, but it was still a busy weekend in total.
In general, over the years you've been growing trees, consumer demand still there, at least for the Choose and Cut farms?
I think for the Choose and Cut farms in Nebraska, I think I've seen the demand. Seems like people are getting back more to the families going out as kind of a tradition and picking a real tree rather than an artificial tree. And that's kind of who we cater to. We kind of cater to families. All the Choose and Cut growers in Nebraska kind of cater to families. So I think the demand has been up a little bit the last few years.
Well, you're the president of the Nebraska Christmas
Yes.
Tree Growers Association. Talk about the industry in Nebraska. Obviously very niche, but how many growers are truly out there today?
Yeah, the Christmas tree industry in Nebraska compared to other states like Michigan or something obviously is relatively small. And all the growers in Nebraska are Choose and Cut growers. There's no wholesale growers in Nebraska. I think the Christmas tree growers, if I remember right, the association started in like the mid-60s. So, you know, it's pretty old. I mean, there's been kind of a trend downward in the number of Christmas tree farms in the state. So when I was first in the Christmas Tree Growers Association, there were around over 70 tree farms in the association. And now I think we have less than 20 farms that are in the association. So it's declined. One of the reasons the demand on the existing farms is so much is because there's not as many farms around as there was.
Well, that does it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Glad to be back at the news desk. I'll see you back here tomorrow.